Shalom, Israel. This is Brother Karatazar, Shield of Israel 144, back again with another quick precept. And today I just want to talk about the fear of the Lord. Now, when we talk about the fear of the Lord, this is going to help you, get through these tough times that we're going through, right? There's a lot of things that's going on in the earth. A lot of people are scared, worried, don't know what their future might hold. Prices going up on everything. You don't know how you're going to make it. You don't know how you're going to get by. But today I want to talk about how the fear of the Lord will help you, right? So I'm going to kick it off while I go into the book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 10, and it reads, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding," right? So here's the Lord talking about when you fear the Lord, you begin to get wisdom. And you find wisdom in the scriptures. And you begin to get knowledge. When you get the knowledge, you get the understanding of the scriptures. And it'll help you proceed through this life of uncertainty and not knowing what's going to come next. Right? All these things start with the fear of the Lord. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and 39. And I just want to explain why you should fear the Lord. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and 39. And it reads, "See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." So the fear of the Lord is having the knowledge that knowing that the Lord do all things, right? He killed, he make alive, he wound, and he heals. There's nothing that the Lord don't do, right? So the beginning of that wisdom, understanding what the Lord will do to you if you don't have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding to live by the ways that he set before us, speaking to you Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American of Negro Indian descent on your father's side. Because disobedience to the Lord has consequences. So when you have fear of the Lord, you begin to have understanding what is required of you, and that's having that knowledge of the scriptures, having knowledge of the commandments and the laws that you should live by, right? Let's go back a little bit to Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 2, right? This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 2, when it reads, "That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God," that fear again, the beginning of wisdom, and what comes with that fear, "to keep all his statutes and his commandment, which I command thee, thou and thy sons, and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged." Now, we just got through reading that the Lord kills, but the Lord said, keeping the commandments prolong thy life. And you're supposed to teach it to your sons and your sons' sons, and therefore, and going forward, right? Let's go to Christ's words in the New Testament, and let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 4. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 4, and it reads, "But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God," right? We just read in Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 2, the words that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. Let's go back again, and I'm going to read it one more time. This is what proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord that Christ himself out his own mouth said we should live by. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 2, "That thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy sons and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged." This proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord. Christ told you to keep the commandments because this is the word that proceeded out of the mouth of God, right? It's important for us to have this fear of the Lord because the fear of the Lord gives us understanding that we must, as Israelites, take heed to the words that the Most High has given us. And we can go through this. It'll be like another quick precept. But the reason that we go through the things we go through because we refuse to keep the law, statute, commandments. And that's the curses that the Lord put on us for our disobedience. But that's for another time. Right. But now I want to go over here to the book of Joshua, chapter 24 and verse 15. Right. And this is what Joshua is talking about. Right. You got a choice today. If you want to live under that protection of the Most High because you fear him and you keep his commandments, you have that choice today. Because I don't even know if you really want to call it a choice, because you either keep the commandments and live or you don't and you die. But this is the book of Joshua, chapter 24 and verse 15. And it reads, "And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Hey, listen, Joshua couldn't have said it no better. Choose you this day who you gonna serve. Is you going to serve the Most High, or you going to serve your enemies? You going to serve other gods? You going to serve these pagan holidays that the Lord did not give you? Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Thanksgiving. Choose you this day, because time is running out. And you can see the writing on the walls every day you get up and go outside. Every day you watch the news. Every day you see what's going on in the world. Choose you this day who you gonna serve, right? Joshua said it and made it plain upon tables, right? Just to follow that up, if we go to the book of Isaiah, right? We're gonna go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. And it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." Right? So we know that the beginning of wisdom and knowledge is the fear of the Lord. This is Isaiah saying it, and it's the strength of your salvation. Right? Because we all looking for salvation that believe in Christ and serve the Most High. That we should be saved from our enemies, right? And this knowledge and wisdom shall be your stability in all this uncertainty and all this doubt and fear of not knowing what's going to happen. This is going to be your stability. Where everybody else is running around not understanding what's going on in the world, these scriptures give you stability because you fear the Lord, right? It's going to be your wisdom and your knowledge. Let's get a precept for that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7. Right? It's the book of Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7, and it reads, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction." The instructions that we get from the Lord is found in these scriptures. The wisdom that we get from the Lord is found in these scriptures. The Lord said again, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Because if you fear the Lord, you begin to keep his laws, statutes, commandments, and faith in Christ. You won't say that you can just do everything that the Lord told you not to do. You got these holidays coming up. You got a dietary law. It's going to be a lot of pork eating, crabs, crawfish, catfish, things that we ain't even supposed to eat, chitlins. That's big on our Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. The Lord said we can't do that. And if you're going to be a fool and despise the wisdom and instructions, hey, Joshua said it best, choose ye this day who you going to serve. Because if you eating that and the Lord told you not to, you're not serving the Most High. Right? I'll go to the stay in the book of Proverbs and go to Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7, and it reads, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of the wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of the knowledge. You get the understanding in these scriptures, you know, because he just said, with all thy getting, get the understanding. Understand what the Lord requires of you, right? Understand what the Lord wants from you. Understand that you have to serve the Most High if you want that salvation. Because without it, there's no salvation without obeying the Most High. There's no salvation without obeying Christ. Right? You have to serve the Lord. Stop thinking the Lord serve you and he's supposed to just bless you all the time. What are you doing according to what the scriptures say that the Lord told you to do? Right? I'm going to go to the book of Psalms and wrap it up here. Last precept right here. And I'm going to end it with that. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10. Right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10, and it reads, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. So you get a good understanding when you do his commandments. That is the beginning of wisdom, right? When you have the beginning of wisdom, you have a good understanding if you do his commandments. And then his praise endure forever, right? So, in closing, fear the Lord. That's how you begin to get understanding, because that fear leads you to keep the commandments, to keep the laws, keep the statutes, and keep the faith in Christ. Without that, you're going to be doing wicked. You're going to be doing evil because you're not keeping the laws, statutes, commandments. You're not doing the will of the Most High. I said that was the last one, but I want to get one more one. I want to go to the book of Job, chapter 28 and 28, right? And it reads, this is the book of Job, chapter 28 and 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. Right? I'm going to read that one more time because I kind of stumbled on it. Right? This is the book of Job, chapter 28 and 28, and it reads, and unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. You have to depart from evil because not doing what the Lord tell you to do is evil. And if you fear God, you fear what he can do to you. And if you fear the Lord, you do what's required of you. And with that, I'm going to close out. This is Brother Karatazar, Shield of Israel, 144. Shalom.